guys, welcome to Guilt Free Mind. This is Dr. Shruti Bhattacharya, and the topic I will be discussing today is why and how to find a good mental health clinic near your residence. Now, let me take this opportunity to just remind you quickly that if you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, now is the time to do so. You will also find the blog link in the description section, so please subscribe to that as well. Every week there are new blog posts released about mental health, and every week I release a new video as well. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now is your chance. Alright, let's get into the video. So why do you need to go to a mental health clinic? Reason 1, you're suffering from grief or trauma or PTSD or just too much of stress from work. You're facing anxiety issues, panic attacks, you cannot sleep at night, you don't feel like eating anymore, you're facing depression. It can be any and everything. So you need to have a support system which can be provided. You need someone to guide you in this journey of healing, and that can be provided by either a psychiatrist or a psychologist. Now, if your general practitioner has recommended you to get mental health, go for treatment and go to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, they would usually recommend someone to you. If you haven't received a recommendation from your general practitioner, then you can easily find someone, a psychologist or a psychiatrist, by following the steps that I am going to mention in this video. So why do you need a good mental health clinic? The primary reason being that if you don't find someone who you can truly connect with, if you cannot establish a rapport with the person whom you're supposed to talk about your deepest, darkest secrets, your traumas, the difficulties you're facing in your life, it is not going to work out. So you need someone with whom you have a certain level of comfort. You realize that that person will keep all your data confidential, and you feel safe in that environment. Now, that will only happen if you have a good mental health practitioner. Now, how to find someone who is perfect for your needs? First thing, if you have an insurance provider, you can ask them, or you can ask your doctor who's your general practitioner. If your doctor has suggested you to go to someone, then they will generally provide you with recommendations of the same. If you are going via the insurance route, then the first thing you need to check is whether your insurance covers mental health treatment or not. If it does, then they would probably have a list of doctors in the database as well, psychiatrists and psychologists. You can pick one and you can check if they are the right fit for you. Go for ones who are closer to your home, because that way you will not miss out on the appointments. If you go for someone who is very far and you have to travel a great distance to get there, chances are that on the days when you're not particularly feeling like going, you will find it very hard to motivate yourself to actually step out of the house and get there. If it's close by, that motivation becomes a lot easier. Okay, now the second point. You can use online databases to find someone who is close to you or a good mental health clinic with a very good reputation. I will add the links to some of the online databases in the description section, and you can check out from there if you are living in the US. Now, the reason you use one thing, when you check online databases, make sure that you check the individual places, check out the reviews, the details. If there are patient testimonials, look through them as well. Next, inquire with the people whom you trust. Now, you must be having a support system. If you are a part of a group therapy session which is going, like counseling, not counseling particularly like the group sessions that go in the church and places like those, where people who are all basically suffering through the same thing come together and discuss and share their problems, you can talk to those people and find out if they are comfortable with their psychiatrist or psychologist, and where they are stationed, and if that would be a right fit for you. You can judge through those as well. Or you can talk to your friends or relatives who have previously been or are undergoing treatment from a mental health practitioner. They might be able to guide you as well. However, at this point, you need to remember one thing. You may be suffering anxiety issues. Your friend who you're consulting may be having relationship difficulties, or maybe having marriage difficulties. Now, anxiety issues and marriage difficulties are not the same thing. So, inquire a little bit more and find out if the psychologist that your friend visited also deals with people who suffer from anxiety problems. Because if they are only a marriage counselor, then your purpose will not get solved by going there. Next, you can check out your local resources. Some of the local resources can be the HR department of your company. If you're facing a work stress, even if it's not work stress, you can contact the HR department. They will have a list of psychologists in their docket. You can check through that. You can contact someone from there. Or if there is an NGO in your area, you can contact them. Finally, you can also check out the group meetings that occur in churches, like grief meetings or addiction meetings or stuff like that. If you fall into any of those categories, you can go to the group meetings as well and inquire there. Now, the next one would be going for the organizations that are active in the region where you stay. Now, that would depend on the city, on the locality, and stuff like that. But certain organizations like National Center for PTSD, Anxiety and Depression Center of America, and a National Eating Disorders. These are some of the online places that you can check and find out more about organizations that might be or might not be active in your region. Remember to look through databases that are specifically dealing with the problem you are facing. That will make it much easier for you to narrow down a psychiatrist or psychologist for your specific needs. Focus on the goals. This is the next point. Goals, by goals, what do I mean? Are you dealing with anxiety? Are you dealing with depression? Does the counselor or the psychiatrist you're going to has experience in the field? Have they treated such patients before? If you are looking for some specialized treatment like EMDR, CBT, sand therapy, music therapy, if you have already centralized and found out what you need to heal, you need to identify if the psychologist that you're going to has certifications in that particular area of specialization. Because if they don't have the certification, there's a chance that they may not be able to treat you because they haven't really studied it. So figure out the certifications before you go. Next and the last point is online counseling. There's always the option of online counseling. You don't even have to leave your house. You don't have to change your clothes. Even if you're sitting in PJ, you can still have your counseling done. Now, online counseling, again, you need to read the testimonials. You need to read the reviews, the testimonials. You need to figure out if that is the right fit for you. Generally, online counseling does not cost as much as physical counseling. So if you are on a tight budget, this might be the best option for you. But remember to check the testimonials, the details, everything that is mentioned there. This is the first step to finding. All of these steps that I mentioned are the first steps to finding a counselor for yourself. Next step is to identify for yourself if the person you've chosen is right for you. Now, for everyone to open up to everyone is not possible. And as I mentioned before, if that rapport is not there, you will not feel comfortable. So go to the psychologist, talk to them, ask them plenty of questions. Have they dealt with the condition that you are facing before? How long have they been dealing with patients who suffer from similar issues like yours? What is their treatment plan? What are they going to do? How long will the treatment take? How long do they think you need to recover? Ask them all of these questions. If they are answering in a favorable manner and if they are answering in a way that is making you confident and you have faith in the psychologist, only then proceed with the meetings. If you feel that you need to change psychologist and it's not working out for you, that is perfectly fine. You are allowed to. You can change psychologists. You need to find someone with whom you're completely comfortable with. Otherwise, sharing your deepest, darkest, traumatic memories can become a nightmare. And that is something we don't want. So focus on the person you're talking to. Focus on your own responses. How are you feeling in that particular setting, in the lighting? Is the room cozy enough for you? Are you feeling comfortable? Does it make you feel like you're not talking? If that all is favorable, then that's the place for you. This is how you find a mental health clinic for you. Let me know in the comment section how you found this video. If there's anything specific you want me to make a video on, and how did you do your research? How do you find out if the psychologist is right for you or not? Let me know the details in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, well, bye and take care.